Hey guys, Barry Christensen here, Grandview Livestock. Some of you asked about feeding these guys and what we're doing. Now, this group here is the smaller ones we peeled off of that other groups that's on the self-feeders. These were just not as big. We just sorted them down the alleyway. They're getting fed the same pelleted mix. Here, I don't know if I can even show it to you. They got it. Oh, here's some. Now that's a 14% protein pellet. I don't know if Cargill makes it. Somebody makes it, and they bring it to us. There's nothing special about it. People use it for cattle, all classes of cattle actually. And so it's got corn and soybean meal, and I don't know exactly what all. It's not got a lot of vitamins and minerals in it. We feed our own vitamin mineral mix. So we're feeding these just out here on the ground. They can graze this pasture here, and they're going to get along a lot better than being pushed around and not eating up there with the other bunch that's bigger. See? So, and then we'll bring these some hay if they get to where they got this all laid down. But they usually spend their time out here grazing. I don't know if you see this gray one here. There's something. He's not right. He's sick. We'll catch him a doctor. You see how he's just not acting right? Maybe you really can't tell through the video, but if you've been around livestock for a while, you can just pick them out. And so we'll get him, give him some antibiotic, take him up to the pen. But this feed is costing $300 a ton. That's 15 cents a pound. And these little guys, we're giving them, I think, let's see, we're giving them 12 buckets, and 12 buckets is 25 pounds a bucket. And so that's 300 pounds, and there's 200 of them out here. See, so about 1.5 pounds a day, and they're cleaning it up. And we'll up that if they get, we've started them out maybe around 8 buckets, and now we're up to 12, and we may bump that to 13 if they continue to clean this up until they won't clean it up anymore. So it's a different feeding situation than the other ones that we have on the self-feeders. So yeah, guys, I thought I'd show you this a little better picture of this feed. It's just a simple pelleted feed. You could feed, a lot of people feed to their calves. It's nothing special about it for goats, and it's a 14% protein, so it's going to have some soybean meal in it. It's something for protein. It's going to have all those things. Now, and you can't even see the corn's ground so fine. You really, unless you look real close, you can't even see any corn in it, but it's there. And so now the goats that I showed you there where we're feeding the feeders, now there's no forage out there, see, so we're feeding them free choice hay. We unroll it on the ground whenever they've eaten it, and then we also have a bale kind of in a feeder here too that's always there. So there you can see that hey, we actually had one of those cradle feeders, but the hay would fall down, the goats would get between their bars and the hay bale and get killed. So I turned it upside down, and we set the bale on top of that. I don't know, it works. They waste some, but they waste some anyway, so I don't worry about it too much. But you can see, their pasture situation is there's just no grazing out there anymore. There was, and so we'll take hay out there. Now I went today and I picked up some oat seed from a friend of mine, and we'll plant that to oats. And then we'll have some of the nannies that are kidding. Remember last year we had them out there on that, and we strip graze those oats. And so that'll be the plan, and we'll probably plant those into this month or so. We can plant them, but when they start coming up much, we'll have to get those. We'll have to have those sheep mostly sold or moved to another pasture. We'll have another group of them sold the end of this month, and then the rest of them will sell in March. So that's our feeding system for now. And see, there's the, as you can see, there's the ones. Now those are the ones we're hand feeding, and they've got forage. They got a little hay up here. They'll come up here and eat it, but they would a lot rather be out there grazing. Yeah, look at that sunset. Never get tired of that. So there's that gray goat that I told you this morning was well, it was sick. It wasn't feeling good, and it takes a close eye to see a sick goat because they don't want to act sick, and that's why sometimes you just go out and find one dead, because it's not going to act sick when you're out there. They know their prey. So we got him up. This other one was sick a couple days ago. Actually, it was down and couldn't get up, but it's doing a little better. We give an antibiotic called Exceed. That's what our veterinary recommend, and you'll have to go to the veterinary to get that. And I put them in this smaller, this is our bed box here, but I put them in here so they could be close to feeding water. And so you don't want them in a bigger pen, like they sometimes just won't find it. So you can see that pile of hay, they've eaten it down pretty good. It was a pretty good sized pile earlier, and hopefully she's on the mend. Now we'll treat those for probably 3 days anyway, and I'll give them a shot of vitamin B when we give them antibiotic. I don't know, I feel like maybe it helped, who knows really, but see how her gut's kind of drawn in. She's kind of gant, so it's not easy to spot a sick goat sometimes. So well, hey, that's all for today, and hope y'all have a good goat.